What's up everyone? Chris here with Brewers Handcrafted Woodworks, back again with another video. I thought that this week I would kind of show you what all tools that I use here in the shop doing my woodworking and other stuff. By no means do you have to have every single one of these tools, but these are the tools that I have, and just to put it out there, I've bought every single one of these tools with my own money, so nothing has been given to me. But let me kind of break down and show you what I have and what I use it for, and just how it makes things a lot easier to me. Alright guys, first up we have a drill and impact. I would say that if you're going to be in the workshop and you're going to be screwing a lot of things or making holes, that this would be probably an essential tool that you would need. Most everyone has either a drill or an impact or both. If you had just a drill, hey, that would work. Doesn't have to be battery operated. These are rigid, and by no means am I holding on to one brand here. I have brands of several different things, but a drill obviously comes in handy when you're drilling, when you're having to make pilot holes or you're needing to screw something down. So I would say at least just a drill. Alright, next up on the list, what I use a lot of is a sander. This sander, hey, when you're needing to sand stuff down, then I think a sander is pretty essential if you're wanting to get things smooth. But if you're not caring about, if you're just trying to put something together and maybe you want that rough look, then maybe you don't have to have a sander. But this sander here, it's a DeWalt. I really like it. I used to run a rigid until it gave out on me. And I will say that if you are getting a sander, that at least what I have tried out, I tried out the rigid battery operated orbital sander, and it did not work for me. Every time I put it down, it did not work, so I went back with a plug-in. The plug-in works fine. This DeWalt, it works great. I really like it. Gets the job done. 5-inch orbital sander. Yeah, it's been good since I've had it. So I would say if you're getting a sander, I would try to get a corded one. I know that kind of puts a damper on things sometimes if you don't have the space or don't have the electricity, but it just, in my experience, it has worked out a lot better than trying to use a battery operated one. So I'd say sander is probably one that would be come in handy, that if you don't have it right now, you don't necessarily have to have it right now, but it would be good to make that the next on your list. So skill saw, circular saw, I guess I'd say. Circular saws are great if you don't have a table saw or you don't have a miter saw. Then just get you a circular saw. These things can do what you need to. They'll do what a table saw and a miter saw will do. They might not do it in the most accurate way, but if you're not concerned about accuracy right now as much and you're just needing to cut something down, I do have a table saw and a miter saw, but I still find myself using this sometimes when I just need to make one little cut and I don't want to have to start up the table saw or the miter saw. This guy right here, it's been good. Battery operated. I've had no issues with battery operated circular saws. It works great. Does what I need it to do. Next on the list, all right, This is a trim router. It's plug-in. It is an, I don't really know what brand it is. I think it come from Amazon, or it may have come from Temu. I can't remember. But for what I use it for, it does the job right now. This is not, I would say this is not an essential to get you started. It helps out a lot, like if you're trying to make something, round some edges off, you know, you get a round over bit, or, you know, if you need to cut out some dados or something like that, and you don't have a dado stack for your table saw, then something like this would work. Like I said, this is just a little trim router, mainly just for edge profiles and stuff, but I find myself using it a lot more here lately. But like I said, this is not an essential tool that you have to have right now if you're just starting out. But I got one, and it works great for what I need it to do. Next up, brad nailer. Some of the woodworkers out there may use brad nailers, some may not. I tend to use them sometimes if I'm putting together smaller stuff and I'm needing to try to help hold it together after I glue it and I can't really get clamps on it. So I'll just use a brad nailer. Comes in handy. I really like it. I've had this one for a while, Ryobi, nothing wrong with it. But is this an essential one? I'd say no. You don't have to have it right now. But it does come in handy for them times that you're trying to fit something together and you need to kind of help hold it together, and a clamp won't work, so you kind of brad nail it to help hold it together while the glue dries. Jigsaw. Jigsaw comes in handy if you don't have a bandsaw, or you're trying to cut out some of that finer stuff, make curves and stuff. This would come in handy. I would definitely say if you don't have a not scroll saw, but a bandsaw, this is a good alternative. It's maybe a cheaper alternative. But would I say you have to have it? I don't think so. I mean, there's other ways around cutting something out. It does come in handy, but starting out, if you're just making square cuts and you're just trying to build a table or something like that, then I would say something like this is not necessary. But it is a good tool to have. Alright, pocket hole jig. This is the Craig pocket hole jig. I really like it. I got this for Christmas. This is kind of it automatically adjusts to the thickness of your stock that you're putting in, and it just really comes in handy trying to hide screws a little bit more. It doesn't hide them all the way, but it hides them a lot better if you're just screwing from the end. Do you have to have this starting out? No, you do not. Is it handy? Yes. So don't worry if you don't got one. I'd say don't worry about trying to get one right now. They can be a little pricey. They got cheaper ones on the market. This is just one I went with. Really liked it. So, but yeah, this is I use this quite often, making pocket holes to screw things together, and it comes in real handy. So there's that. Now let me show you some of my bigger items. All right, everybody, this is my table saw right here. It's a new one. I got it right after Christmas. What I like about this is it has the rack and pinion fence So once you set that fence square with the miter slot and everything, once you move it like this, you're not worried about it coming unsquare because it's already squared on the rails. So that's one reason why I got this guy. Two, the other reason I got it was because my other one went out. But let me pull you in a little closer and I'll kind of show you around. All right, guys, here it is. It is the Skil 10-inch table saw. Like I said, my other one went out on me, and so I had to get a new one. So I saved up some money, sold some stuff, and got this guy right here. Let me show you about this rack and pinion fence. You got a lever right here. You just turn the knob and it goes where you need it to. Lock it back down. It's got the raise and lower. Real easy, not sticking or anything like that. So far it's been a great table saw. I really like it. Is this necessary? Do you have to have this starting out woodworking? I'd say no. Like I said, if you have a circular saw like that one right there, then I would say you're in business. You got something to cut with. So let me show you my miter saw next. All right, everyone, this right here is my miter saw. It is from Harbor Freight. It's Bauer brand. I've had it for like a year, a little over a year now. And for the price that I got it for, it is working great. I have no issues with it. It's a 10-inch dual bevel sliding miter saw. It has been great. It cuts whatever I need to. And so let me bring you in closer. All right, as you can see here, I got it set up. Like I said, it's a 10-inch sliding dual bevel miter saw. It turns on your, goes to your 45 there. It'll go a little bit further, but I'm hitting my deal there. But I don't really use it further than 45. But it swings around. What I really like about this, it has the shadow line, so that whenever I cut, it shows me right where I'm going to cut, and that is great. It comes in handy. Like I said, it's Bauer brand, and some people may dog on Harbor Freight and Bauer and everything, but this has really been a great saw for me. I've had no issues. Do you have to have a miter saw? Once again, no. As long as you got a Skil saw and you're just needing to make straight cuts, or even if you're needing to make a 45. If you have a speed square and a Skil saw, then you're good to go. So, but this is just something that I got, and like I said, it comes in real handy. I want to show you one more thing right over here. This is my little bandsaw. It's not a very big one. Found this on Marketplace. Got it really cheap. It was still brand new in the box, never been opened. And this is from, I think, 93 or 94. It's been a great little bandsaw as much as I need to use it. I got it on a cart right here, has wheels on it. So do you have to have a bandsaw? No. If you have a jigsaw, that'd work great. If you don't have a jigsaw, then, I mean, if you're just making straight cuts, then you don't have to have neither one of them. This is just something that I got. So that's about all the main tools that I use. As you can see, I got a couple others right here. Obviously hammer. I got a multi-tool. I got clamps and everything else. Clamps do come in handy. Yeah, so that's what I use, guys. Let me get back on here and I'll close this sucker out. All right, guys, so those are the tools that I use in my shop right now. I've been doing woodworking for about a year or so now. I've always done a little bit here and there, but really been making stuff past year. And this is what I use after doing woodworking for a year. But tools right here, and you're wanting to get started woodworking, then I would say go for it, guys. Don't let not having the tools stop you from trying to build something. If this is all you got, a drill and a circular saw, start making something, guys. That's for a while that's what I was using, and I mean it'll get the job done, and there's no need for any fancy big name brand tools. As you get better and as you upgrade, there'll be some things that you want to get, but if you're starting out and this is what you got, go for it, guys. Hey, I want to thank you again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it came in handy and helpful for you. Check back with me next week, where I hopefully will be building something new, or maybe working on this workbench here. Still haven't got it done, but that's the way the world goes. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.